Okay, this is the Home Learning Pack 4 for high needs. We've got the first cover sheet, which is going to tell you a little bit about English, maths, and some of the things we'll be covering today. So let's have a look. So the first thing we're going to look at is road hazards. Now, obviously, you won't be going out if you're home isolating, but if you're cut off because of a bubble closure, because of staffing, then you will be able to go outside. Anyway, you can have a little look. What are the hazards, for example, that are near town? What are the hazards that are near the countryside? So cut them out and stick them on there. Okay, then you're going to have a little look at what things you should do and what things you shouldn't do. Again, cut them out, pop them in the relevant columns there. And then we're going to look at crossing. It's always safe to cross the road. So we've got some key vocabulary here, always liking to build on English where we can. And then we've got a crossword again to look at some of the vocabulary linked to the Green Cross Code. Okay, next thing we're going to be looking at is some code breakers. So see if you can apply what you've learned, what words are missing, find a I think it might be safer place to cross. So work with someone through those. Then we're looking at walking at night time. Now it is getting darker if you're walking in autumn time or winter time. So it's useful to know how can you be safe when walking at night. So we've got some hints here, for example, wearing nice fluorescent things. I know when I'm on my bike, I like to have my lights on and fluorescent things so people can see me. You've got different things that you might want to wear during the day and during the night time. So have a little list there. We're then going to talk about getting on a bus. Now, most of students get on a bus to go to Ellesmere, but also getting on a bus to go around Leicester happens. So how can we be safe? So we've got some advice here. Seatbelts, for example, they are actually a legal requirement if you are using our buses. Obviously they're not on public buses, but if they are there you should use them. Information about the bus and behaviour, and now I want you to put them into the right order of what you would do first as getting on the bus. Now you can create a poster to tell other people how to travel safely on a bus. Right, next thing we're doing is following instructions. So we're going to have a look at following the instructions here. So the first one is colour Teddy's nose red. You might need someone to read these instructions to you, but give these a go. More instructions here, circling different shapes. Drawing a cross on the big blue crab, so find the fat crab, find the big one. Next thing we're looking at is teamwork. So we're going to look at some activities that you could do, or first of all identify what teamwork is, then you're going to look at some activities that will require a team, and then we're going to be looking at patience. Okay, so we've got some activities here you could do at home which require patience. For example, putting some water in the freezer to freeze, putting a timer on and waiting for break time. Lots of different things that you can choose to do to see what patience means, and then see if you can identify what is patience in the next activities. Right, I've got a bit of a car colour survey. I hope you get more cars past your house than mine. I actually might be sitting there a while, but do a tally. I know we do tallies lots in class. Good mathematical task there. Well, that's also part of your independence learning. Happy and healthy. So let's look at the link between sleeping and mood. So you're going to do a little bit of a sleep diary at the bottom here, and then try and link it to how you feel. See if you can make a link. Most people feel better if they had a good night's sleep, so let's see if that's the same for you. Healthy diet will also have an impact on how you feel. So you're going to have a little look at the foods that are in your house. Have a little look at red being sort of high things, yellow in the middle and green is low. Look at those food labels and see which were the healthier options for yourself. Emotional control, very important. These can be stressful times for people, so we need to think about how we're going to stay in control. So let's recognise the emotion and link it to the activity first of all. Then we're going to put things in order, so identify the situation and how it might make you feel. We've got some other pictures here for you to use if you need to. Then we're going to move on to some nice PE. We've got yoga. How relaxing is that? So we've got some lovely yoga activities that you can do here. So plenty you could do at home. Then we've got a bit of a relay. So you're going to cut these things out, and if you've got a garden, you could put them outside or otherwise in the living room. So you're going to run from one end to the other. If you don't want to use the pictures we've provided, then we've given you a grid for you to stick your own in. Okay, so nice physical activities for you to do. And then finally some EHCP targets that I put in, which will help build your independence, but give you some things to go above and beyond just filling in the worksheets. For example, we've got things about talking with people about home, about who's important to you and how you might keep in contact with them while you are isolating, maybe telephone, maybe a postcard. We've also got things about things that you could do at home, for example, thinking about your own bedtime routine, thinking about taking your own dirty plates to the kitchen. So showing your independence that way. Okay, if we move straight on then to the maths. So the maths we've got here, we've got looking at money. So first of all, we've got lots of sheets here. You're going to match up those money with the coins that we've got there. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some coins again. So this time you're going to count the coins in the jars, and then you can write the answers. There's plenty of questions here. Finally, High Needs Pack 4. This is your English for today's session. So we're going to start with some alphabetical ordering. So make your own cards. We've got some here that you can cut out. If you want to, you could stick them onto maybe some cardboard if that's particularly helpful. Next thing, you're going to be practice tracing the letters, so go back and trace those ones as well. Right, with next activity, we want you to sort some of the words into, so for example, this is N, find the words that begin with N, and then you're going to stick them on here. So here's all those words you're going to use for sorting. Okay, now you're going to practice the sounds. So you've got a S and H at the start of one would be a sh sound. So have a little look at these, trace them, read them one at a time. So we've got some sh sounds, you can see some sounds, we've got some sh sounds here. Now we're going to look at words that don't start with the same words, but they end with the same words. For example, we can see clapping ends with the same words as letters as helping, and running. Cried ends with the same letters as clapped. So again, have a little look and match those up. Now we're going to look at vocabulary, building vocabulary first of all, starting with food. You can see there's some shopping lists here. So here's some words and pictures that you might want to add to those shopping lists. Lots more here, so lots and lots of choice depending on what you're interested in. Okay, next thing we're going to look at words linked to school. Lots of lovely vocabulary here, again with those widget symbols to help you. We've also got sports day. We're going to create your own word search from what you've learned, so you can apply some of that learning. And finally, looking at words linked to mood, really important in trying to help explain how you feel. So you can see, yeah, today I felt because. You might need some help with that, but that's fine. Okay, this is the maths for High Needs Pack 4. So we're going to start with some coins. So you've got some numbers here. You're going to match them to the pictures of coins here. You're going to cut these out to match those. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to actually count with some coins. So we've got some coins in the jar and lots of activities where you can add up the coins and then you can write the answer next to them. Okay, then moving on from here, we're going to be able to find the right amounts for the different items that we've got at the top. Then again, you're going to have a look at how much are in the buckets. So again, adding some coins up. This time you're going to draw the coins in the buckets here. Again, a little bit more tricky as we're moving on. Now we're looking at size. So lots of activities, cutting out and sticking, which is the biggest, which is the smallest. That says big and little. There's different vocabulary, smallest to biggest. Again, this time we're doing it with leaves. Then we're doing it with coats. Again, biggest to smallest, so we're doing it in different orders, smaller, bigger. So again, it's all about identifying size, but also looking at the vocabulary linked to it, smaller, bigger. And then this time we're looking at tall and short. So again, lots of different nice visuals that you can use. Colour them in, colour in the smallest one, you've got the activity information in the corner. Then we're looking at lengths, so we're looking at shortest, longest. So again, you can see it's building that vocabulary again.